Stacey Von Kite.com. Harvey, we love you. We adore you. Tell us what you're most excited about for tonight.
Well, I'm really excited because we're nominated and hopefully we win tonight, obviously, because that's the vanity of it, isn't it? But I'm most excited that I'm looking around this room at what's happening across the nation as we're here celebrating and how, well, we're under attack for, no other way of saying it. I'm really excited because it just rebuilt my confidence that, was getting a little bit scared of like, why are they doing this? Why are they trying to erase us from history and not letting us be in a platform that we can, be ourselves? And looking around, it's like, we have so much fucking talent. We're not going anywhere.
Exactly. Last time I saw you was at the TIFF premiere for Bros. And there was a question asked about, why weren't there more kind of stories with people of color and that kind of thing. And I loved the answer that you gave because you're like, look, we just got our foot in the door. Let's make this a doorway. Let's make this a hallway. Tell us more.
Let's be transparent here. They have to get in before we do. Because when they get in, it's up to them to pull us in. And it's also when we get in the door, it's up to us. Just like that incident that I had down there, there's no reason that ITS Madison, with black media, black press at a GLAAD event, that you skip past me to speak to someone that doesn't even represent you. And that has always hurt me in this business. I am the first black transgender woman to executive produce and star in her own reality television series on Earth. Not on United States, not in Canada,
ever.
Not in China, ever on Earth. How dare you? And you're first, and you grab and pull these folks who care nothing about you.
It's wild because one of the reasons for me why that's so important is there's a responsibility to take care of those and give a voice to those who don't have a voice. And so when we act like, oh well, it's not white media's, white gay media's responsibility to think about people of color. It's like, of course it is. We all have to take care of each other.
We must. Black women, black trans women, black men, we're all we got. When the sun rises and sets, we are all that we have. And please understand that when the LGBTQIA community comes together, they come together and the brown stripe is still on the side. So how dare you?
So I want to ask, we're going to pivot just a little bit. Oh no! So I'm in my groove and I'm listening to Beyonce for the first time and we get to Cozy and I was like, oh, it's me. So was it something where they just took it from the video or did you actually record something and send it?
It's something that they took from the video.
Did you scream? How loud did you scream?
I screamed very loud a few times because there's a lot of things that I had the opportunity to do that I screamed loudly about. I just want to say I love Beyonce. I love her. I love her for what she did for our community. I love her. Look at my sister. Yes, come on. Are you trying to show me up because I'm not skinny, you whore? Wait, this is how we talk. This is how we talk, honey. That's my girl. She looks good.
It was such a dream. It was such a joy.
Yes.
And I think Tiff happened before I listened. So I was like, and I didn't get to see you afterwards. So I was like, I don't get to scream.
But here's the thing.
I'm so excited.
As you can see, even on that album, I stood in my blackness.
Right.
And I'm always going to do that. And I'm always disappointed in our black folks that don't stand in our blackness in solidarity, in totality. Because you can't be black and not be, have empathy for LGBTQI, for your black LGBTQIA folks. You can't do that.
And as many uncles and hidden little brothers that we have in our community, it's no secret.
It's our responsibility.
It's our community
to pull each other up. It's our duty.
I'm so happy to have you here. I could talk to you all day, all night, and at some point I probably...
hours. I can do this for hours. I want to give you...
Love it. I talk with Calvin sometimes, and he did this post because you guys are the love interest, and you're talking about the kissing scene. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
The 3-day long kissing scene. Did he tell you about that? Yeah, because we shot one day this direction, one day the other direction, and then like 2 months later, a month later, they brought us back to do reshoots of the whole party. So we made out for 3 long days, and it was wonderful.
Lots of chapstick. Well, you know, P-Valley is so funny because it kind of came out of nowhere a little bit. And when you think about the Stars Pantheon of the power and that kind of stuff, and it's like, we got a ratchet queer drama? But in the best possible way. It's so much fun. It's so emotional and hard-hitting while also being a spectacle. Tell us about just the importance of P-Valley for you, but also for the community.
I think that Stars and Lionsgate, when they aligned with Katori Hall, they really got it right in terms of a space where we, as people, can be all the things that we are. I literally think that as a black man, I know the course of my day, I have a lot of rises and falls. There's peaks and valleys to it, emotionally, psychologically, and to be able to encapsulate that in an artistic form, like P-Valley, for me, is everything. It is edification for my soul, so that's what it is. I think that for people also, they feel seen. And I feel like, you know, in order to be seen and be a part of this umbrella and to have something that reflects all the different niches that don't always get sunlight in this rainbow, it's special, it's necessary, and it's our time. Are you here?
Well, first and foremost, it has been the experience of a lifetime to play this character on this show. It is the longest job I've ever had, and I love him so much. So I'm proud to be here to represent the show along with Blue and Michelle, and we're so honored, literally, to be nominated again. For me, this is literally my 29th or 30th GLAAD Awards. I used to work here. I worked in order to create more representation for our community, and have been a benefactor. You know? But tonight is really about how we use these stories to change hearts and minds. When people watch stories with LGBTQ characters in them, they vote with us because they understand us. They understand their kids better when they come out to their parents. Our teachers understand how to educate queer students. So when schools try to remove books or remove history from history books, we have teachers who will fight in order to keep them in. That's why these stories are important.
For this evening.
Sure. My name is Carmen Carrera, and I think I'm most excited for Bad Bunny tonight. Yes, I want to know if he's going to speak English or Spanish. Yeah.
If we got an English moment from Bad Bunny, that might be like too iconic.
You know, someone told me that Bad Bunny sounds like Shrek when he speaks English, so I want to hear it for myself in person. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
So we are in this climate where there's a lot of turmoil against our trans brothers and sisters, against our queer brothers and sisters, just the community at large. And yet, we're still finding ways to create, to keep moving, to keep protesting. Tell us what it is for you personally, what these awards mean.
Well, I mean, awards like these give us that little boost of like empowerment that we need because of the times are so heavy right now. I think my intention always, like, just, you know, a part of being like a visible out trans person is sharing stuff on my social that proves that I am human just like everyone else. Sometimes, well, most times our humanity is removed from the, you know, entire scenario, the entire equation when it comes to our rights and, you know, creating safe spaces for us. And so being here and just feeling like, you know, everyone looks amazing and beautiful, and, you know, we also get to share these really smart ideas on how to move forward is really crucial to anyone that's like out and proud and visible.
Well, one thing, well, you know, I love that Never Have I Ever is a show that's kind of geared towards more, you know, a young adult audience. And it still deals with these things that 5 years ago wouldn't have been the case. You wouldn't have been able to get down 10 years ago. You wouldn't have been able to say the name. And so how do you feel kind of about the current state of entertainment and your place within it?
I mean, I feel really honored to be a part of the show. I feel honored to be that representation for young queer people, and I also feel represented myself, so it's really cool being able to see both sides, and it just goes to show how important a show like Never Have I Ever is, and all of the different characters that you feel like you can see yourself into as well.
I think it helps fuel my optimism and hope for future generations and future content, and it makes me happy. I think it's like the change that I want to see.
And as a showrunner and co-creator, tell us about kind of the responsibility to give voice to those voices.
I mean, we wanted to have a show where all of these young people could see themselves on screen and feel seen and heard and represented, and we're just so proud and so honored by the response that we've received, especially to Lee's character. You know, I think a lot of young women have felt really like seen in that character.
You know, just being unapologetically myself, which was not overnight. You know, I think a show like Good Trouble actually has made me a more liberated version of myself. You know, I think it's made me a better person. We're 5 seasons deep. This is such a victory. So I think, you know, representation, feeling seen on a show like Good Trouble has definitely gotten me to this point in my career.
Tell us about what you're excited about being here tonight.
I'm so excited to be here tonight because while our community is under an attack like we've never seen before, I think it's important to celebrate us. It's important to stay joyful. Yes, raise the money, fight the good fight, but also we can't let them steal our joy. You can pass legislation, but you cannot steal my joy. So I'm happy to be here tonight to celebrate.
Oh my gosh, my name is Jordy, and I'm just excited to like be together with my community. You know, it's times like these that, you know, we have together to celebrate and protect each other and lift each other up, and with everything that's going on right now, like these are the things that keep us together and moving forward, you know?
Well, we also have a nomination from you. Tell us about your project.
Well, I've been putting out music for a couple of years now, but I'm putting out my second album in April, and I'm very excited.
What's it called?
It's called Boy, and it's 12 songs, and I'm so proud of it. It was a labor of love and just an accumulation of my experiences over the past year, and I'm just honored to be here and honored to be in a category filled with such incredible artists. So.
I'm John Clarence Stewart, and I'm most excited for the joy, just the joy. I think that in this time right now, what's needed is joy, because the battle is so rough, it's so hard. There's a lot of fear, and rightfully so. There's a lot of fear and a lot of stakes, right? And I think joy is the thing that allows us to keep moving forward. Yeah.
So I am Greg Mathis Jr., and I am most excited about T.S. Madison presenting because I love her. Her energy is amazing. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what she has to say. She always gives me life.
My name is Elliot Cooper. I am excited to see, of course, T.S., but Jeremy Pope, like The Inspection, that movie is so good. So definitely excited to see him because that representation, right? It did put you in that moment, but those are the people I could think of. And then Christina Aguilera, that's gonna be dope.
Now, the last time I saw you was at the Better Brothers event, and it was such a great way to kind of bring together people of color. And I love that we have these events as well, where it's not just, you know, this is celebrating everybody, but we also have these little niches that we can kind of break down into to find even more of the community. What does it mean to you to be here and to be in a area where we can kind of celebrate openly like that?
It means to me that I know when I was growing up as a young black boy, I didn't have much that I could look to see where I fit in, to know that I was loved. And I think celebrating our community tonight shows the people coming after us that are growing up that you are loved. There is a community for you, and you don't have to feel like you're alone.
That's right.
No, just to piggyback, like representation is key, and it needs to be shown just like how we're platforming it here, like diversity, showing it in entertainment, social media, just to show how wide our spectrum is when it comes to the world.
Now, I know you write for Abbott Elementary, which congratulations, amazing show. What I especially love about it is that it's on, broadcast ABC, very network TV, but we're still able to add in storylines about queerness, storylines about slut shaming and, female empowerment, et cetera, et cetera. What's it like to kind of be in an era where you can put that onto mainstream TV?
It's exciting. I'm very thankful that I don't have to work in an era where there would be pushback for that. We are so lucky to have, Quinta and the other showrunners leading and really letting any idea that the writers come up with sort of get their due, get their air. We're never the ones who are, policing any stories. We really want to talk about anything that comes up. Anything that comes up in a school for us is fair game.
Which is so funny because it brings in this thing of, that doesn't happen in school. Kids don't have exposure to that. And it's like, of course they do. They live on this planet. They live in this country. Of course they have exposure. So being able to talk about those things, I can feel just very empowering.